Go into the big one now, one that obviously has been part of the recent news, right? The issue of the lorry crashing into the toll gate. So there's a number of questions on this, obviously. So why not we just tackle this issue first?
Sure.
The first one is, how do you guys plan to regulate heavy vehicles that cause major accidents?
We have mentioned that we are going all out to have enforcement on overloading. So overloading is one major problem of heavy vehicles. Secondly, we are working on compulsory refresher courses in terms of defensive driving. In other countries, they have this defensive driving courses where you specially train them, okay, and you have to refresh the courses. Our policy is that the moment you get an e-license, you can drive forever.
For life, yeah.
For life, as long as you renew your license.
Is there an upper age limit for commercial drivers right now?
Not really.
So if you're 85, you could still be driving a 10-ton truck through a toll gate?
Well, I mean, basically, we do not limit in terms of the license age yet. So we do not have a policies to limit the age of the drivers yet.
But now what you're doing is a refresher every how often?
We are still working on the details yet. That means you have to have a refresher courses. In terms of speed limitation device, we have made that compulsory, that you have to limit the speed of the commercial vehicles. All these are big challenges that we have to face and to put in the requirements.
Who's paying for that?
The private sector have to pay for it. The operators have to pay for it.
Okay, so we obviously have to ask about the statement that you made that has been making the rounds on social media, which is that you took that opportunity to say that there should be more children car seats in cars, right? And some people have said that that was a mistimed quote. And I agree with you 100%. There should be more child seat laws in Malaysia and that we should have stricter enforcement. But do you think that the timing could have been a little bit better on that statement?
Well, let me ask you, what is the best timing to say it? There's never a good timing. Certain things, if people do not want to hear that, whenever time, people will not hear it, right? My statement not published in full. Firstly, I said condolence to the family. Secondly, I mentioned that the operators must have the responsibility to check their vehicles all the time, not only 6 months inspection. The media will not focus on that. They focus on just one of my remarks. The baby was unfortunately thrown out because baby was not in a child seat. I take that opportunity to remind the importance of child seat.
Yeah.
And I make it very clear. I'm not blaming the parents, but this is, I said, is a reminder for everyone that, of course, the fault is on the driver who crashed the cars. But if you have a safety feature there, probably life can be saved. I cannot guarantee, but at least there is a safety feature. But again, I know this kind of remarks sometimes will not go down well with people. As a politician, we have many enemies out there. We have our political enemy who will drive that kind of opinion, who will ensure that the negative perception, the negative opinion will be the mainstream. But to me, if such an incident, I do not make the reminder, I will fail in my duty. It's not said that I'm being insensitive or being indifferent to the sentiment or to the feelings of the family. Of course I do. And I make it very clear. Condolences to the family, and I say I'm not blaming the family. I'm not putting the blame on the mother. I say it's a sad incident. Whoever in that condition or in that place will be very sad.
When can the public expect to see these stricter enforcements come into play, including one of our other fans mentioned the background checks on lorry drivers, and then you mentioned the weight checks and that kind of thing. So just to manage the public's kind of expectation on this very hot topic right now, right?
Enforcements are ongoing, especially the last 1-2 years. We have stepped up on enforcement on many things. The overloading I mentioned yesterday, immediately we start special operation throughout the country. It's not that we don't do operations before this. A lot of people say, oh, right now only you do this operation. Yeah. It's not that we don't enforce. It's just that we step up the enforcement when we have special operations, special focus on certain areas. So all these are actually ongoing. Enforcements are not piecemeal. On car inspection, how do we ensure that there will be more stringent measures? That we have to make it as a policy and regulation. So we have to change the bylaws. The moment you make that, it will become a more permanent kind of regulation.
So when you say more stringent inspections, can you give us an example of how the policy has changed?
For example, right now on brake failure, they have certain standards right now, certain percentage of your brake efficiency. Right now we are reviewing whether that percentage is enough, whether that is international standard. We have to go beyond international standard right now. So most of the time, our standard is just that maybe we take the bare minimum of international standard. So right now, as I said, we have to review that. We have to go at the best practices. What is the highest standard that we have to adopt?
Thanks for watching Siapa Makan Chili. And if there are topics or guests that you want to see, leave us a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe.